Off the moors, down through the mist bands, God-cursed Grendel came greedily loping. The bane of the racemen roamed forth, hunting for prey in the high hall. Under the cloud murk he moved towards it until it shone above him, a sheer keep of fortified gold. Nor was the first time he had scouted the grounds of Hrothgar's dwelling, although never in his life, before or since, did he find harder fortune or hall defenders. Spurned and joyless, he journeyed on ahead and arrived at the barn. The iron-braced door turned into its hinge when its hands touched it. Then his rage boiled over. He ripped open the mouth of the building, maddening for blood, pacing the length of the patterned floor with his loathsome tread, while a baleful light, flame more than light, flared from his eyes. He saw men in the mansion, sleeping, a ranked company of kinsmen, warriors, quartered together, and his glee was demonic. Picturing the mayhem, before morning he would rip life from limb and devour them, feed on their flesh, but his fate that night was due to change. His days of ravening had come to an end. The ex-kinsman was keenly watching for the first move the monster would make, nor did the creature keep him waiting, but struck suddenly and started in. He grabbed and mauled a man on his bench, bit into his bone lathings, bolted down his blood, and gorged on him in lumps, leaving the body utterly lifeless, eaten up hand and foot. Venturing closer, his talon was raised to attack Beowulf where he lay in bed. He was bearing in with open claw when the alert hero's comeback and armlock forestalled him utterly. The captain of evil discovered himself in a handgrip harder than anything he had ever encountered in any man on the face of the earth. Every bone in his body quailed and recoiled, but he could not escape. He was desperate to flee to his den and hide with the devil's litter, for in all his days he had never clamped or cornered like this. Then Hyglia's trusty retainer recalled his bedtime speech, sprang to his feet, and got a firm hold. Fingers were bursting, the monster backtracking, the man overpowering. The dread of the land was desperate to escape, to take a roundabout road and flee to his lair in the fens. The lashing power in his fingers weakened, and it was worse trip and terror Monger had taken to Heorot. And now the timbers trembled and sang, a hall session that harrowed every Dane inside stockade. Stumbling in fury, the two contenders crashed through the building. The hall clattered and hammered, but somehow survived the onslaught and kept standing. It was handsomely structured, a sturdy frame based with the best blacksmith work inside and out. Story goes that as the pair struggled, mead benches were smashed, sprung off the floor, gold fittings and all. Before then, no shielding elder would believe there was any power or person upon earth capable of wrecking their horn-ridged hall, unless the burning embrace of a fire engulfed it in flame. Then an extraordinary wail rose, and bewildering fear came over the Danes. Everyone felt it who heard that cry as it echoed off the wall. A god curse screamed and strained catastrophe. The howl of a loser, the lament of a hell serf keening his wound. He was overwhelmed, manacled tight by the man who of all men was foremost and strongest in the days of this life.